Welcome to the Primetime Podcast. Today we've got.
Hello, my name's Angel.
Alright, and we got Kyra in the background just munching on chicken and shit. That's done.
He's saying a pigeon.
Yeah, pigeon, Dad. I told her it's disabled pigeon.
I know that they're disabled, but I'm hungry and I don't even care at this point.
The chicken
At this point, it's just meat alive.
Right.
So.
They don't clock right. They don't clock right. Do you want to tell everyone at home about yourself a little?
So I don't know. I hate this question because it's like, what do I really say?
Ethnicity, like where you
I'm from. I was born here, sadly, but my family is from Grenada and Jamaica, bit of St. Vincent here and there from my granddad. But you know, Caribbean islands.
Yeah.
I like being creative, so with that, I've started up my own business. I started my candle business, selling like soaps and whatnot. So
have you actually launched it?
Yeah.
Oh no!
I'm
gonna invest.
And candles.
Yeah. It's called 10 Halos.
Nice.
10 Halos. Why?
Yeah,
because of your name.
Yeah, I thought, you know, the halo effect because my name is Angel, you know?
Yeah.
I thought, throw that in there.
I respect it.
10 is my angel number, so I thought, chuck that in there as well. But yeah.
Nah, big you up. Have you been back to swimming yet?
I have not.
It's not open, has it?
Is it? Even if it... Have I been training?
You swim?
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to
I
go swimming.
wish I could swim, you know.
Yeah, we used to go swimming and then we used to swim
I
one or two
wish
laps
I
and then
could
just
swim.
chill.
And then
Oh
go
my
sauna.
Yeah, sauna was
Ooh.
the ish.
I saw a snap, like, my memories come up and I was thinking, I really could do with a session in the steam room, sauna, steam room, like...
And she was actually making good progression in that. There's a video I got on my phone, it came up a year ago, I sent it to you. She was doing pull-ups. Yeah.
I burned out,
Yeah.
like, a total of, was it 7? And then I did 10.
That
I was
is
so
so
proud
good.
of myself.
Oh, come on now.
I did this the other day. I should have had my friend record it. But I would literally just thought, do you know what, I'm going to do it now. And I started out banging
But
out.
that's what it is.
I
When
can't
you
hold
don't
my
think
weight.
about stuff and you just go straight into it, sometimes you'll be surprised and you'll be like, okay, cool. And then when you try to do it, you're like,
Yeah.
Surprise yourself.
yeah.
It's
It's
so
literally
true.
like that. How's your mental health been?
Oh, for the last like 2-3 weeks, it's just getting to the top. It's literally peaking. Like, it's
Peaking
been
as
in a good way though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. But before that,
Rocky.
it felt poisoned. Like, I can't even lie.
Why did it feel poisoned, if you don't
I
mind me
allow
asking?
people to come into my life and poison it.
Mm.
Or not even come into my life, because I feel like everything happens for a reason.
You know what's funny? She's like she can relate. She's so relate.
No, I'm listening. No,
But
for real.
it's big facts. Like, literally, I allowed people to get a bit too, you know, yeah, and they just parasites, that type of.
How did you get rid of that? Like, how did you end up sorting that out? Because I know there's probably someone out there that's going through stuff like that was confused about getting out.
It's gonna sound so cliche, and I've heard it 1,000,001 times, and whoever hears this, they're gonna hear it 1,000,001 times. But it's one of them things where you get put into the position where you have to actually learn to love yourself. And it's not that I didn't love myself. I've been loved myself, but at a point, my ex destroyed me, and then I forgot who I was.
Yeah.
And then once you forget who you are, how can you love someone or love something you don't even know what it is that you're loving? So therefore, I had to stop loving myself, if that makes sense. Because until I found who I was again and what I liked doing and who my true angel was, then I could figure out like where I want to go, like the whole path with like 2020 vision. And that allowed me to be like,
yeah, and I think that's the best thing in it, because like no matter what, like let's say if you come out from a breakup and that, there's the 3 common things that happen. You either level up and get better and you just start working on yourself, or you end up becoming a hoe or dog or whatever. And then the other thing is, it destroys you and you're never the same again. Like, it generally destroys you and you go through like a depression run.
do you know the craziest thing is? I went through 2 of those. I feel like I leveled up, and then But with that being said, I didn't know, like, with getting my new job at Foxtons, even though that destroyed me in itself, but, like, doing certain things and just coming to terms with, I had, like, friendship issues when I started my job, and then just coming to terms with that and moving forward and helping out, building my relationship with my mum, just little things like that, like, made me feel like I was back on the ladder, but I still didn't know who I was.
Yeah.
So when it came to the time when I realised I don't know who I am and what I really... Because as much as I've known that I want to have my own business and I want to do X, Y, Z, I kind of forgot what I wanted to do back when I was like 16. If someone said, what do you want to do in the next couple of years, or what's your, like, your goal? I said this once when I went to, like, my old mentoring group. I said exactly what I wanted to do, to the point where my mentor was like, I could see the picture, like, so clearly of what you wanted to do.
Like, your passion, drive, everything was in it. Like,
it was so, like, it was so passionate that people could feel it. To the point where last year I'm just like, okay, I know I want to start my own business, but what do I want to do? And I don't want to work for anyone. And it was just like, I know I love real estate and property industry, but it's just like, is that what I wanted to do? And it was just like, to the point where I've realised I don't know who I am, and that then got me into depression, and I just felt like I felt lost.
But do you know what's crazy, yeah? And it's funny you even bring this up, is because I was because the last podcast episode I recorded, as much as I liked the episode, yeah, and I think I might have said it to you in a voice note, or I think I was meant to tell you today in the car, Carol, was I felt like that podcast episode didn't have no meaning in it, as in, like, we spoke about topics and that, but I generally didn't want to use my platform to just become like a chatty gossipy thing, innit? So I was just there and I was kind of lost for the moment, innit? I was like, why did I start all of this in the beginning and all of that? And then funny enough, I was at work, and then I get up pretty early. So as I've got up now, I've seen that Savannah's little brother's up, innit? One boy I call Casey, his name's Casey, innit? And I go to him, like, yo, bro, you're really up, innit? You really got insomnia, innit? And he was like, yeah. And he was just like, not gonna lie, I feel lost, innit? And then me, you know, you lot know me, I just end up starting to engage in conversations like, why happened this, that, and the third. As I'm talking to him, I came to the realization, I was just like, this is part of the reason why I wanted to start my podcasting, but it's also as well, like, a lot of us don't know what we want to be, and other people will look at us and be like, oh my god, you got everything together. Like, for a long period of time, like when we were doing swimming, and I used to look at you and be like, oh my god, Angel's so wonderful, she's got everything, like, your head was so screwed on and that, but I didn't know what demons you were dealing with, innit? And I think that's the thing with social media right now, innit? Because everyone's projecting a certain image of themselves. You can't see the little broken person behind the closed door, or you can't see what people are struggling with, innit? And my advice to everyone out there is, like, it's a process, innit? Learn about yourself, innit? Distance yourself, social distancing, everything. Distance yourself from your phone, everything, and find who you are. Find who that little kid was that had a passion towards something, and this, that, and the other. Let's say if you wanted to get into open a company and you go, okay, I like clothing line, then you may experiment, get into clothing line and be like, oh, you know what, I don't actually like clothing, but I like creating socks. Create the best socks line ever. Don't ever let someone tell you that's dumb, that's stupid, and this, that, and the third. Believe in your own source, because there's an audience out there. Gucci, Virgil, all that, they charge 50 to over £100 just for a pair of socks. You're telling me you can't make a luxury socks, or you can't make mad colourful socks that you like, and that. There's always something out there. So I always say to people, trust your process, and it's very daunting, innit? Because a lot of people look at me and they're like, oh, yo, bro, you got everything together. Nah, how much shit I go through and the fact that I'm bipolar as well, that has a daunting effect on me. So I'll get a little burst of energy when I was like, yeah, I'm going to do this. And then as I'm going for it, one mishap happened. I'm like, oh, F it. And another, like, perfect example, I use a real life situation, yeah. I've been editing one YouTube video, and everything's going wrong. My laptop screen's cracked. Everything's just not going right. And then I found the software. I found ways around it. I could connect my laptop to my TV. Cool. It's going good. Then I found a couple softwares to use hard. I was like, oh, fuck this. I've got to relearn everything now. Then one of my friends told me a software. I was like, cool. Finished editing the first part of the video, everything. I'm thinking, yeah, I'm gonna put this out on YouTube. Then I found out that it was just a free membership. You've got to actually buy the actual thing, or they're gonna have watermarks all over it. Then I'm like, this is just not done. I was like, F it. I'm like, I don't want to do it. I genuinely don't want to do it. Then I sit back and I'm thinking, no, this is something I genuinely do want to do. Like, no matter what you want to do, things start to become harder and harder and harder and harder and harder. Just take time out to yourself and break things down slowly. And sometimes what may seem difficult, if you say it back to yourself and why you're mad in that, you will be surprised, like, why am I getting mad over this little thing?
No, it's true.
Like, I sat back and I was like, you're mad because you can't edit a video. How many people you know do YouTube or do this, do that? Just ask one of them for a tip. But it's crazy, man. Like, I'm happy.
Sorry to cut you, but I feel like that's what life is all about. Sometimes you got to just be tested 24/7 just to make sure that this is what you really want. Because you might, like you said, you kind of felt lost when you, like, what it is that you wanted to do with the podcast, even though you knew from the jump, but you might lose your way and life will just hit you with something and give you that confidence to even go out and ask and just rekindle. I believe highly that everything happens for a reason.
100%.
So, like, sometimes you go through the darkest roads literally just to see the sunniest days.
Facts. I fully agree. Because even it comes down to personal training, and I didn't know, like, for a hot period of time. Do you know what was crazy? Yeah, we were in school, and then I think we were in year 10. They done the thing where it's like that job people come to you and they were like, oh, like, what do you want to be when you're older?
We done careers week.
Yeah, everyone's like, yeah, I want to do this, I want to do that. I swear to God, I went there and they were like, oh, what do you want to be? I was like, I don't know. And they were like, do you know you're in year 10, year 11? Like,
what does that even mean?
I'm thinking,
you're only in year 10.
I have to remind my sisters, like, don't stress yourself.
Literally.
You know, if you don't find out what you want to do, it will find you. Don't worry.
And there's so much time you have to find out what you want to do.
But literally, I didn't know that back then. I was thinking, oh shit. And then I started looking at people going into college, and like, my mom was like, listen, you're not staying at home, go get an apprenticeship, go do something. Then I went to college. I'll never forget, I enrolled in college, and when I went to enroll in college, I looked at my grades, looked what I could do, and I said, yeah, I'm doing that. I didn't love it. I didn't want to do nothing. I just done it. And when you do stuff like that without doing love, without having the love of it in it, you're going to leave it. Because after the first year, I left it. Then the second year, I done the same thing again. But I'm like, I'm just going to enroll and do something. And then when I enrolled and done something again, I left it and I was like, it's not for me. I had to turn to mom and said, it's not for me. Now the gym thing, because I've got love, passion for it, I'll do it for free. I'll scrape any pennies, do that. Like, people would tell me, like, when I first started doing it, I was training people for free. Then when I started releasing price, people were like, you're charging £15. That's cheap. 10 sessions for £100. Then I've upped my price now, and the people are like, it's still cheap. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but it's like, I got love. I'll eat dirt for this. Because I genuinely love this. Like,
the way your face, I love how your face was so serious when you said, I'll eat. Like,
big man thing, because I genuinely love this. Even the podcast thing, I've been looking at, like, bare little situations and little things happening. And how can I put it? I'm looking at it and I'm seeing, like, bare people are signing away deals, doing this, doing that, and I'm thinking, I could generally do this podcasting thing for the rest of my life for free. Because it's generally, like, our passion. I like having engaging conversations. Exactly.
It doesn't really matter.
Exactly. And I like having conversations like this. And do you know how much, like, I'm going to say something close that happened to me, innit? And I was waiting till the podcast turns a year, innit, to say this, but a mate of mine, I invited him to the podcast. He came to the podcast, and then later on that day, he messaged me, he's like, yo, thank you for inviting me so much. You don't understand, you saved my life. I was like, what do you mean? He goes, I was with my boy before the podcast, and he's like, yeah, he dropped me off, or I came to the podcast, and he goes, I just found out that ops crashed into this guy's car and backed out a burner and started shooting at him. And he was like, if I was in that car, I would have died.
That's crazy.
And I was just like, yo, do you know how brazy that is? I'm thinking, right, this is just me inviting, because I wanted to talk about a set conversation with him. But I generally didn't know that.
Of course you're not. But
bro, like, what the hell? So I was like, yo, like, that alone is enough reward for me to keep me going. So it's like, yeah, man.
Plus you get good conversation, you learn new things.
Yeah. I think that's the selfish part of it as well that I like, innit? Because it's like I get to have these intelligent conversations, innit? So like I've been having these conversations on the phone to you lot and everything. So it's just like I think people deserve to hear them, innit? Because sometimes there's people. Not even sometimes, there are people going through stuff like that. So I'm like, they need to hear it, even a little push, a little bit of motivation.
Do you know what it is? Why I think the podcast is amazing. There's that saying which is, it takes a village to raise a child, and I feel like a lot of us forget that we're still quite young. And my grandma turned 100 the other day, and it slaps me every single day. Thank you. That I've got a long freaking way, and I'm going to make it to 100. I better. But you know, like I'm still very young. Like in her eyes, I'm still a baby. I go to school apparently. I can tell my grandma, no, I don't. But having platforms like this is just teaching people about life. It's giving them that opportunity to listen in and like learn something. They don't have to go anywhere. It's bringing the knowledge to them, which absolutely
and sometimes
is
it lets them know that sometimes with certain situations that they're not alone. Other people still feel the same as them, and how they can overcome certain things.
I feel like social media only portrays so much, I want to say positive, but it's not really positive. It's just rainbows and unicorns type of thing, where you then forget that when life hits you, you're just like, oh my gosh, this can't be real, because look on Instagram, there's unicorn here and a rainbow there. So hearing that, you know, people are struggling on a day-to-day basis is amazing.
100%, literally. And another thing I've learned, I think it was yesterday when I was coming back from work, I listened to a motivational video, innit? And the video touched me because it was just like, this guy was like, every time he was talking to a friend, the friend used to be like, I'm ugly. He's like, no, you're beautiful. The friend's like, oh, I'm dumb. He's like, no, you're actually incredibly smart. And he always used to motivate people and that. And I felt like, yo, this is me, innit? Down to a T. And then when I came to the realization, then something happened to the guy, and the guy said something, and the girl's like, all the time the girl goes, treat yourself like how you want to be treated, or you want someone to talk to you, or how you talk to people. And he sat back and was like, nah, this is some real ish, innit? And I started clocking, as much as I am a person and I seem confident, I got so much insecurities, innit? So when I look at certain things, I'm thinking, trust my source, innit? Like, have faith in me the same way I have faith in you lot. So I get when I turn around and I say to you lot, like, you lot are queens, and you lot are like, I'm like, nah. I'm like, I genuinely do get how you lot feel, because if someone turns to me and is like, you're a king, I'm like, yeah, alright, cool, but it's a thing where we've got to embrace it, take it on, and own it. Because
you have to feel it yourself.
Exactly, you got to feel it yourself. This is it, and that's when you start trusting and having faith in your source. I keep saying this, but you get a different sort of drive and a different sort of buzz, and it's just more surreal. Does that make sense, innit? So, 100%, innit?
It's about having that confidence. Like, literally, it gives you that boost.
100%. How you been, though, Kyra?
Been okay, thank you.
Mental health, has anything changed since last week, or?
Not really. I wouldn't say anything's changed. No. Why are you looking at me like that?
Have you had your niece round? Anything?
No, my brother moved out, so now I have to go.
I swear?
Yeah, so now I have to go and actually visit him at his house when my niece comes over. So I spend a bit of time with her. Not as much time, so I don't see her in the mornings anymore. I don't get my morning hugs, nothing.
Yeah.
But it's alright.
I was gonna tell you, you're done at, Do you know how you're done at?
Whoa.
You know
I love the figure as well. You're done at
Do you know what I mean?
Do you know why she's done at?
Why?
Because imagine, I'm looking at this, the topics I want to talk about, Think. When I chat to her, are you watching any good series? She's like, oh, nah. Then I clock, me and Angel, like, when it comes to series, she knows what I got, and then you're boring. Go watch some stuff, man.
I do watch stuff, but the things that I would probably watch, you wouldn't watch. And I watch like one show at a time. I have to focus on one show at a time. Because my brain can't be...
What?
For real.
Because once I'm into a show, I'm into that show. Like, I need to get through that show. I need to know.
Do you like bang it out, or do you like just go through it slowly?
No, I'll bang out.
Okay, then you could.
Yeah, you got time.
Yeah, you got.
Yeah, but what series? Like, give me some series then.
Umbrella Academy.
I haven't started season 2 yet.
Neither have I, but I'm like.
Yeah, I'm very tempted.
I'm itching. Like, I'm just like, I really.
See, what are these shows?
Umbrella Academy.
What is
Have
that?
you not heard about the Umbrella Academy?
Is it on Netflix?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really go on Netflix. That's why.
It's kind of like a superheroes thing, innit? But it's not really superheroes.
Oh no, but I like superhero stuff.
Then you watch it.
Yeah.
It's better than Black Lightning.
Oh.
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't watched that.
What?
Alright, cool. We're changing the conversation, man. She's just done like that.
But do you know what? My auntie said something crazy, and I know this is gonna sound like some conspiracy thing, yeah. But my auntie was like, a lot of movies that we watch, when you live your life, it's really playing out. Like, a lot of stuff that's in movies happen in real life. And I just thought,
imagine.
Nah, 100%.
That's crazy.
I like some movies actually scare me because I feel like that. Like, for example, like Olympus Has Fallen and stuff like that. You know about the terrorist attacks where they have. I just feel like it gives terrorists ideas on how to bomb the country.
Do you know what's crazy? Yeah, I'm gonna show you lot. Yeah.
Simpson thing.
What?
Did you see the Simpsons thing?
Have you seen that?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That is spooky when it was like, oh, Donald Trump will get elected.
Yeah,
this,
Ebola.
Oh no, have you seen the new one?
What is
now
it?
it's the new one.
I watched it this morning. Oh my gosh. About the whole pandemic.
No.
Nah.
Are you talking about the boxing of the
dome?
I didn't
in the factory when they was boxing the stuff and like there was coughing in the boxes.
No,
and then the boxes
they
got
like
closed
have
and...
a world, like all the leaders of the world meet up and they're like, so we need to drop another crisis. We need it to
I think
like,
I've seen that.
It needs to be a virus, and they're like, you come test it. They got some random guy to test
and he's
it.
like, no, and then
he gets up and he's like, all right, and he literally injected him, drops, can't breathe, all of that, and then dead.
Yeah. So they're
what the hell?
It's on what's that guy called?
What made you think?
It's either Shaka Bar. Is it? Is that how you say his name?
I know what you're talking about, and I follow him. I'm gonna go look right now because
it's Shaka Bar, or there's another guy that I follow with them.
I'd like to call to order this secret conclave of America's media empires. We're here to come up with the next phony baloney crisis to put Americans back where they belong, in dark rooms glued to their televisions, too terrified to skip the commercials.
Well, I think...
NBC, you are here to listen and not speak. I think we should go with a good old-fashioned public health scare.
A new disease. No one's immune. It's like the summer of the shark, except instead of a shark, it's an epidemic. And instead of summer, it's all the time.
That is smoking. Now, I hate to be the guy who derails what everybody else loves.
He loves being that guy.
But, Janice, we do have standards. This can't be a made-up disease. The only moral thing to do is release a deadly virus into the general public.
We do have something we've been holding on to, but it hasn't been tested. Get over here, NBC.
Well, we certainly believe in testing, but Wow. Oh, yeah.
So, we've got our deadly disease. Now, we just have to blame it on something that's in every household, something that people are a little bit afraid of already. House cat flu is coming, people. The Center for Disease Disinformation predicts with some degree of probability that the house cat flu might spread in the following hypothetical outbreak pattern. So petter beware, that warm body on your lap just might be ready to destroy your tender victuals. Springfielders are advised to stay tuned for more information if they experience any of the following symptoms: mild thirst, occasional hunger, tiredness at night.
So it's just normal stuff that you would feel, and that's the thing, yeah. Because with this COVID thing, it's like the symptoms that you get for it. If you have any of them symptoms, it could be anything. They're just gonna say you have coronavirus.
Yeah, and do you know what was so mad? Yeah, some of the testing kits had traces of coronavirus on it.
Yeah, because they want you to ram it down people's throats.
So
that's why.
it was crazy. Even though, sorry, say that again.
They found out. They did. The president of Tanzania tested the kits before he allowed them into his country and was like, they already have corona on it. What you mean?
Yeah.
Smart guy.
That's fucked.
You think they're just gonna be giving you tests for free? They don't do nothing for free.
This is it. Let me try to find this so I can show you lot. Yeah, this thing is so crazy to me, and this is why I low key believe like all these things are real. Like what you're saying, like some of these movies and some of these stuff. Wait, what's it called?
And most definitely.
Like look at this, yeah. This.
How much more rich could you be?
Right.
They basically make 1 billion every 2 weeks. Like,
doing what though? How?
because they've got companies and everything and that. When you go back here, you're gonna see like, alright, cool. Let me show you. What's the family's name? I think this is the Rockefeller family. Rockefeller. Yeah.
Is this them?
Yep.
And there's a few of them as well, you know.
Literally.
Just stuff like that just blows my mind.
Because do you know what it is? It's like they've got what's that thing called? They've got let me show you. Let me try to find YouTube. Do they even have YouTube?
Oh. I'm gonna have to type it in. Old school.
No, they don't have YouTube. But yeah, I'll explain it, yeah. Basically, what the family does, yeah, is like they started off as like a wealthy company. And then what the family's gone into was like, okay, cool, they got companies, then they started lending money to governments and all of that. And then it's like they're trying to say they've been like they got more power than governments and presidents because it's like they've bought their way into power, and they've got more money than the government. So it's like once money, you've ruled the world and that, innit? Like it's a whole big thing, innit? And I put on my story on Snap, and it had me thinking. I was thinking, imagine that you're like, alright, cool. Let's look into the religion aspect. You're created as just a human being, as towards a bigger plan of God's, innit? And then you look at stuff like this, is like, okay, there's rich people that control your every movement. There's nothing you could do to live without supporting them unless you're off the grid, no money, no clothes, no nothing, just surviving off the land. These lot control everything. Your smartphone, anything you buy, purchase from the shop, you're funding them, innit? So imagine that you're just a little pawn in a whole big game.
That's why I like playing chess. It reminds me, like, even you know how they're saying it, they're making the world a cashless society. I feel like it's crazy how with Corona you can't touch. You gotta basically have gloves on for everything. But suddenly, it was like mandatory for you to get contactless. So on top of the fact that you don't need cash, I don't need to even touch the card machine.
Literally,
everything is just done. You stand over there, and I feel like it's just a game of chess. And I know a lot of people have family members that have passed away from COVID and whatnot.
Was it even COVID? Because wasn't the numbers
wrong? The figures
were wrong
because do you know what it was? Yeah, I think one girl was telling me
everything.
One girl was telling me, she was like, like when people passed away, like elderly people passed away, I think it was one of her relatives, and they were like, like this is going down as COVID.
Yeah, no.
Like,
I think even like there was a person, I saw it, I don't know where I saw it, but they recovered from coronavirus and then later on passed away, and then they just said it was coronavirus, but they had gotten over it already.
Did you see that doctor talking about it?
Which one?
Like there's a black doctor that came forward and was like, we got the cure for coronavirus, but every time the video goes up it gets deleted.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
But then that's like the whole with Dr. Sebi.
Yeah.
He found the cure for cancer ages ago.
Yeah.
But yet I'm
And
still
AIDS.
there's British cancer and this and that being funded by
Right. Every minute
yo,
you need funding.
there's a beautiful organisation to make some other 3% richer. That's what it really is.
100%. Trust me, like I sit back and I look at it and it's like, cool, yeah, we're just in the society, but there's people that's pulling big strings. Like, cool, I look at it like secondary school. We thought head teachers rule everything. Head teachers don't rule anything. Remember, if Ofsted comes and says shut this down, it's over. And
Yeah,
the worst,
actually,
and the worst thing was it weren't even Ofsted or the school teachers that ran the school. Remember, the schools were getting funded by big corporations behind closed doors.
They're basically businesses.
Exactly.
That's why you have to do. You have to get a certain grade in school for them to get their funding, or else they don't get it.
And do you know what's crazy? I'll never forget. Yeah, Mr. Thomas. Yeah, he used to be like, come to school. He's like, why do you think school tries so hard to ring you up and help you come to school? And when you're in school, they don't give a shit about you. They just make you go to your lesson. They're like, because they get paid for every child that enrolls in school. And I think the average fee was like 5 to 15 grand or something like that. But if you're disabled, it goes up more. And if you're an A-star student, it goes up more.
So you're telling me from when my mum pushed me out, my whole life has been funded. So from either school or if you've gone to jail, like, someone getting paid for whoever. Like,
100%.
I don't even get to see a penny get dropped into a piggy bank. Like,
100%.
That's why even in high school when we was doing our like exams, and I had a controlled assessment, and the teacher basically sat there and wrote it for me because I had to get a certain grade.
Oh, you want to tarnish your name?
No, but it wasn't that deep. Like, he just switched over a couple sentences, but it's blatantly more than what you're meant to do. It's more than your portion. So.
Yeah, no, 100%. I know this is a sticky conversation because Kyra don't really like talking about it, but I know you will mind talking about it. But I felt the need to say that we have to talk about it because I feel like it's getting shoved underneath the rug and it's becoming a trend. Black Lives Matter.
She said, I'm so worried.
You know, it is. She don't really like talking about it because it's like it's unforsaken. Like, you should know in
it's
it.
Just like, yeah.
But it's like what I clocked recently. Like, imagine, perfect example. I was at a client's house in it. I was waiting for the client in it, and I arrived early. I'm sitting there, and it's right next to a bus stop. And I've looked and I seen a bus pull up. Then the cab drivers pulled up next to the bus and was like, 1 second. Pulled up in front of the bus and he's come out and he's like, something with one elderly guy in it, and the elderly guy burst out the cab, black cab, and he starts walking. He's walking ferociously. He's got a little oomph in his stride in it. And as soon as he's got in, he turned around and he was just like, it's like cussing the black bus driver in it. Cool. It's a female in it. As he was cussing her, I turned around and I was like, wait, what's going on? But with me, I like to observe things without jumping to conclusion because I don't want.
You don't know what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. So 2-2 now. The guy was like, I think the guy either got off the bus and left his bag, and then when he turned around, the bus drove off or something like that.
Okay.
2-2, the guy picked up the stuff and he started shaking his stick at the bus driver, and then as he's walking, remember I'm outside the bus, so I could hear both things in it. So as I'm standing from a distance, I watched the guy get in. He's like, you fucking, and then he's like, he held his tongue in it. I was thinking, no way this guy was about to say nigger. Like, there's no way this guy was about to.
I witnessed it the other day.
And then listen to this. The guy gets into the cab. The cab driver's in the cab, and the cab driver's like, yeah, thanks. I'm thinking, the cab driver's being like friendly and all of that. The cab driver, the guy that got in the cab, the elderly man, turned around and said, you fucking monkey. I was like, but do you know what it is? So remember a lot of the time I've experienced racism. It's either they've said it in their head or it's far away or it's like an action I've clocked that you don't fuck with me. You just generally don't like me. So when I'm seeing this, I'm thinking, did I just see what I seen? But I looked at the black woman's face in it, and she just felt broken in it. She generally felt broken. So I had to like take a step forward, went in front of the bus, saw her, I was like, and I saw her just do this quickly, and I was like, you okay? I was like, you okay? And she was like, yeah. And she put a smile on, and she continued about her day. And that's one thing I always got to say, and I will forever do it. You lot as black women, black queens, you lot are amazing.
Did I not drop a post like about this?
I'm not sure.
I'm so happy I'm a woman, and then on top of the fact that I'm black.
Sorry. For real, because as black women, you don't have to deal with burdens. Like, I always say this, and people start to say, "Nah, you're talking sense." You lot are at the bottom of the food chain.
Hear that?
Cool, because it goes white man, white woman, black man, black woman. You lot are the the bottom of the food chain, but you lot hold everything up.
Yeah.
You hold together families together. You support black men and this, that, and the third. Yeah, not all females out there are good. There's always a pro and cons in it to everything in it. But I see you lot, what you lot do, and you lot don't even understand. Even down to Kyra, like I seen how you support your ex. And I look at it like that. That's grown shit. That's shit that like people in their 20s, 30s, and even older should be doing. And that, and how you are for your family and friends is amazing. Even you, how you control everything around you, your aura, you hold together your family, the things you do for your friends. And I'm deep in. I'm thinking like, you lot don't know. Do you know what it is? To you lot, it's normal.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's just, you just have
Exactly,
to do it.
exactly. To you lot, it's normal, but I think you lot don't understand, like
even if it's a bit hard at the time, you still just have to do it.
Exactly, but you lot don't understand, like, it's shit like this, and it annoys me when it's like, guys take you lot for dickheads, innit? Because it's like, do you know what it is? With me, when I start talking to girls, I'll let my intentions know straight away. If I'm not trying to get in a relationship, I'll say, listen, I'm not trying to get in a relationship.
See, people like you, we need people like you, more people like you.
Thank you.
Because...
Wait.
Thank you.
I know this is going to sound crazy and people are going to be like, she did what? Yes, I bottled a nigga. We're going to get into the details of that.
I don't even think that's crazy. There must be a justified reason.
Thank you. Like, just niggas just love excuse my language, but guys, they love doing bullshit. Not all of them, but you know,
a lot of them.
Yeah.
The vast majority of them like doing BS to the point where, okay, I know it sounds brazy because I did say I bottled someone. We were both very intoxicated, which didn't help the situation.
100%.
But you see, when people aren't 100% with you, there's also the tension that you don't see, that like that emotion that's building up. So with that being said, that's how everything escalated, because there's that frustration from my side where I'm really honest and I'll just be like, it is this and that. Like, I will tell you, like, I don't know, I'll just be either really raunchy or just like emotional, but I'm just gonna get it said and done. But you see, this one here, I even pre-warned the guy. I was like, I feel like the next time I see you, it's an on-site thing. I'm not even joking. And I feel like people think I'm 5'1". Oh, it's an on-site thing. That's so cute.
They laugh, innit? And they just forget. They don't know what I'm on, you know.
Crazy.
You see, when even when I bottled the guy, yeah, because he put his hand in my face, he pushed me in my face. Yeah. And don't chat
like he mushed you, like
my girl was with me and she was like,
wait, pause. Did you see the thing on Marriage Boot Camp?
Yeah. Oh my god!
Wait. Pause. Finish your story, then we're gonna get into that, because the main reason why I haven't reacted to that, I generally were gonna add it to the topic of things I wanted to talk about today, but I haven't seen the episode and I haven't been watching Married Boot Camp before.
I don't watch it. I saw that clip,
and I've been seeing other little things about it, and they were like, okay, cool. Apparently, no, finish your story, Angel. Sorry.
Does he do that on a regular basis?
No, he doesn't.
Okay,
it's the first time he's doing that.
First time, and you're doing it so comfortable like that in front of people.
But do you know what it is, Apple?
Because the guy that like I got into a fight, we got into like a physical, like it was a serious, like he pushed me in my face. So
yeah, from then
and I already said I'm down to scrap. So
it scares me how confident you girls are to just scrap. Not because it's a bad thing, but like, I keep forgetting, some girls are really with this. Like, girls will go toe to toes with guys, blow to blows, and I'm thinking, yo.
See, my thing is, there's a lot of females out there, that will slap or hit a guy, and then when they hit you back, they're just,
I expect you
oh my gosh, you hit me back, or oh my gosh, you hit me too hard. You don't know who raised that man. I've said this before. You don't know who raised that man. A wolf, a donkey, I don't know. Someone out of the blues because could have raised him, and he beat you to your deathbed. So if you in it, you better be in it.
That's what I'm saying. Once you put your hand on a murderer, you should expect to get hit back.
100%.
And I didn't even start this. So, but when I did, I booted him. Like I rested up my foot and I booted him. Like, don't put your hand in my face. No way. And I don't feel like he even expected me to do that, but just because I'm So
I think a lot of people underestimate someone or what another person is capable of. That's why it's like,
you have to push the right buttons. That's why
100%. I think everyone's got it.
They don't know until they know.
This is it. That's why I say everyone can kill someone. It's just the right button you push, and then
off the
think about that all
back,
the time.
like, I don't. But people love to deal with people with expectations, and it's just like, you don't know who you're dealing with, and that's not you. So do not do that, because there's been. Do you know what? My mum. Okay, I'm so sorry, mum. Like, because I know you're gonna watch this with me.
I could beep it out if you want me.
But no. I feel like these are things that people need to learn in life. My mum's done some stuff where it's just like, people don't know who they're playing with, and from when my mum told me that, and I just know my mum to be a really sweet woman, she's always giving and stuff like that. But you see, when you test her, there is someone else there. So it's just like, you don't do that. And you wouldn't, like, from learning that from a young age, it's just like, I don't want to test no one. And if I am, we really out here to the death of it. Like,
Nah,
it's not a game.
Because
I can't do it.
Because that's even like my mum, where it's like, I got in trouble one time. I think this was the last time I got slapped, and I think I was like 14 or 16 or something like that. And my mum got to me and she's like, you think you're a big man, innit? Because I think she slapped me. And then after a while, like, I'm immune to pain, so I'm like, alright, cool. Yeah, you slapped me, cool. You're going to slap me, it's going to hurt, and then that's it. She grabbed me physically and we went blow to blow. As in, I'm stopping it. I'm not touching her. I'm not fist fighting. She's blow to blow, like, and it got so deep. I've got a dirty basket in my room. I fell into the basket and she just weighed me in, tucked me in, and I'm just there like.
She reminded you.
I'm like, no, you're a man. You're a man. You're a man. I've been into fist fights. I've been rushed. I went toe to toe with 2 people in jail, and I was like, I've never heard a beating like my mum is.
Sure,
and I've been jumped by 6 people, and I've got my nose bust. But it's like, that's nothing compared to my mum. I think it's the shock, and my mum. I felt the punches. I genuinely felt that. I was thinking, like, it's crazy. So
brought you in, she'll take you out.
So, like, do you know what annoys me as well? My mum don't beat my little brother and my little sister, innit? So I look at it like, when my little sister's getting cheeky, yeah, my mum's like, wait, what? And then she goes, I'm thinking, no, beat her. Beat her, because I didn't do that. I didn't do that when I was that age. No, hold her. Do you want me to hold her? I'll hold her. Beat her.
Oh my God.
But nah, it's crazy. But back to the marriage boot camp thing. From what I understood, yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong, anyone at home, basically, they done, like, you know, it's kind of like Love Island, and you know how the whole housewife situation, they do events and that. They done a thing before, yeah, I think, and then the guy looked like a big idiot because they set it up, but the females knew in it. So it made the guy look like an idiot, and it hurt his ego, his pride, and everything. So when the girl was talking about it, he turned around and was like, wait, what? You knew all along? And he grabbed her, innit? So as he's grabbed her now, everyone's just like, right, is that who you are? And Donnie's like, no, but it's like the violation, this, that. And then I think someone spoke to him because he apologized, and he was like, yo, I was in my wrong for that. That was this, that, and that. And I think she put hands on him or something like that first, or something like that. But yet again, I keep telling guys, yeah, you can't justify hitting a girl no matter what. I seen a clip, yeah, not a clip, a video, no, not a video, a picture of one guy getting scratched in the face and scratched on his neck, and he didn't do nothing. His baby mother done that.
Yeah, and he said this is the last straw, something like that.
You can't do nothing. As a guy, you can't do nothing. So, I'm not gonna lie, some girls do deserve to get slapped over, but as a guy, you can't do nothing. You can't do nothing. You can, but you shouldn't do nothing.
That deserve a good little thump, but either which way, I don't like.
You can't.
Like,
it's fucked.
They need to.
Yeah, but if somebody hit
power Tasha forehead push, that's what. If you really try to get her mad, I swear that will get any female. He did what? Oh, shit.
I'm not gonna lie, yeah, when I saw that thick clip in Power, I was just like, yo, Ghost really was pissed off, like. But a nigga to just go.
That's a whole force in that one finger, like.
I'm not gonna lie, yeah. You just said something that, to make someone pissed off. I'm not gonna lie. If you don't want to piss a guy off, yeah, when you lot in an argument, look him up and look him down and just start laughing. A guy will go mad, mad. Or look him up, look him down, and then turn around and say, that's how them guys laugh.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Just do a little.
I'll go mad. What? Who? Who's them guys? Huh? I shoot niggas. Pew, everybody get that. Everybody get that.
Nah, man.
What?
Oh, God.
Nah, man. As a guy, what?
But I feel like us females love doing it. It's just like sometimes I feel like I don't even want to win the argument. As long as you're pissed off at the end of it, I'm alright. I'm content now. Like I need you to be as irritated how I
but
just
you see,
was.
I'm
Literally.
so petty, yeah.
Same.
I will get into some petty vibe because, but all of that's toxic relationship.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't like that. Sorry, say that, yeah.
You could be petty.
Yeah, I'm very petty, innit? So I will hold grudges, innit? I want the best for you. I'm not gonna do anything too spiteful, but I'm gonna be so petty. I'm talking about I'll be eating my food. Don't even look at me. We could be in the same household. And I'm just doing simple little petty things. The bills come. I'm picking up anything with my name on it. Leave the rest on the floor. I'm washing my clothes. Even if it's one t-shirt, I'm washing that one t-shirt in the washing machine.
I feel like petty people don't like toxic relationships just because we know how petty we can be.
Man.
So it's like,
and they don't get you nowhere.
Yeah, it's just like, it's not going to get anyone anywhere.
And then it's just like, petty as well.
What if they're worse than me? And then you've got to kind of measure up yourself.
I know. Like, it's a competition of how petty you are now.
How bad could you be? Do I really want to go down this road?
Yeah, and one thing I clock, all these girls love these toxic relationships and toxic vibes and like they love it. Like girls love like winding their guy up, like, oh yeah, he's gonna definitely be good tonight because of this, that, and the third. Yeah, cool. I've got quickly just to say, hitting girls ain't right. Girls, stop flipping it on guys. It's not good, innit? Like all of that stuff. Okay, cool. I've got couple clips to you lot to react on. We were talking about Black Lives Matter. Let's finish that off first. It's still Black Lives Matter, innit? But I wanted to say, what did I want to say? I want to say, what's it called? Not shout out, but everyone send your prayers to people in Zimbabwe and Lebanon.
Where that?
Lebanon.
Lebanon. That with the explosion that happened, and that's very sad, and that and Zimbabwe, I think they're going for an election, but anyone that's going against the president or prime minister, I should say, they're killing, doing it's becoming like bloody now. It's actually getting crazy.
It's actually so.
Trust me, it's so crazy. But I want to say shout out to Lewis Hamilton as well. One thing I clocked what he done, like he recently won his 7th Grand Prix, so shout out to him. But near to the end of the race, his tyres were bust, and then he still managed to come first, and that's a shout out to him. But I like how he's been holding the Black Lives Matter together, because the Formula One done a Black Lives Matter parade and that, and he was just like, no, this ain't good enough. You lot are multi-millionaire business. I don't like the way you lot didn't hosted the Black Lives Matter ceremony. So I think he's done it. He said word to them, and then they done it near to the end of the event. So like, yeah, shout out to him. So even if you look at the screen, when he won his trophy, he was still screaming Black Lives Matter and everything, in it. He was just letting them know, in it. He took a knee, everything. So it's like,
he's even got his people in it.
Yeah, he got everyone down on their knee and that. So it's like, shout out to him, innit? And this is what I think, like, using a platform responsibly is for, innit? Because a lot of the time, it's crazy. And do you know what? Another reason why I rate that Dave Chappelle video, there's Dave Chappelle was talking about police brutality and Black Lives Matter, and then one white woman turned around and was just like, life's hard.
Yeah, she said something like life's hard.
Let me try
like give it a rest kind of thing.
Yeah.
Something like that. Like move on.
About the Black Lives.
Yeah.
No, but
This is a story that happened back in January of 2015 that involves Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle did an impromptu set, and he said a clearly privileged white girl shouts, "Life's hard, sorry about it," when he starts talking about police brutality. Joy Ellen Nicole came back and said, "I told her to leave," but Dave Chappelle said, "No, bring her back." But he didn't attack her, he didn't yell, he didn't make fun of her. He started educating the crowd on the history of black people and the police. And she said, "I'm sorry for what I said. Thank you for educating me. I was ignorant before, but I want you to know I learned from you tonight, and I won't say things like that anymore."
This is a tough discussion.
Stuff like this is needed,
100%.
Some people just generally don't know.
But this is what it is. Like, perfect example, one of my white friends asked me, like, "Yo, are you okay? Is everything going on and good?" And I'm like, "Yeah, everything's good." But with him, he don't see racism in it. He genuinely don't see it in it. So with him, he just looks at it like, "Alright, cool. We're going through stuff. Have I experienced racism? like as in me, as has he done racism to other people and that, I had to break certain things down. I'm like, bro, it happens just because you don't see it and because things seem normal to you, innit? It's there. As in, like, going to a job interview, if you don't wear your hair in a certain way, ratchet, unprofessional, this, that, and the third, and it's just like
there needs to be a law.
Literally,
I swear.
or even coming into
you know
school
what's so
in a way.
funny, yeah? You know you don't on the equal opportunities page. First of all, how's it equal opportunities if you have to state exactly what you are? But you know you don't actually have to fill that out, like your religion, your ethnicity. You don't have to actually fill that out.
You don't. It's crazy.
And a lot of people don't know that.
It's crazy because like with what everything like it's just crazy now, innit? And I think that's the important thing with this Black Lives Matter, because a lot of white people didn't know certain things, and I think it's a thing where we have to educate them and let them know, not quickly blasting, Sometimes sit down and be like, okay, why? Like, not 100% not all white.
No, I'm not only white people.
Oh, not only white people, 100%, even black people ourselves, innit? Because since Black Lives Matter happened, there's a lot of black people that learn more about their history than in schools.
It's true.
Yeah, no.
Even
the other day, my friend, we were in Tesco's in Harlesden, and some Arab guy must have like jumped the queue in front of him, and he's like, "What are you doing, bro? Like, you see me in the queue, you're actually standing behind me. Like, what are you doing?" He's like, "If you see an opportunity, you should take it." Like, just whoa. And I was so baffled that I literally just stood there watching the whole thing because I was so confused. And then he was like, "Shut up, you effing monkey." Huh? I had to look at my friend and be like, did he? We both had to calm ourselves down. Yeah. To the point where
that's crazy.
I'm standing in the self-checkout now, and he's behind me, and I'm staring at him. I'm like, "Are you alright?" Because you realise you called him a monkey, though. Like, and he's like, "Do you know what? I don't want nothing from Tesco," and he just storms out. I'm about to pay for my Krispy Kreme donut. I'm about to pay for it.
Don't worry, Angel. When we link up and we start training again, you know what time it is. Go on.
But yeah, my friend, he went and found the guy and beat sense into him. The craziest. I know, like, he held himself down, and then when he done it, he was like, "I can't lie." It just like something came over me. But the funniest thing is, when we had circled back around, we were talking about it, and we were like, "That's crazy how everything just happened." Like, walking up the road, and we see the guy. He stops my friend and he goes, "I needed that, you know." And he was like, "I forgot." And he's Arab. So he's like, "I forgot that Moses and people in the Bible, they're black." I've been getting where I come from. I come from. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. He was like, "I'm not gonna lie. Thank you for the beating." We was so baffled.
No,
like the beating gave him sense.
100%. Some sense into it.
And whoever was in Asda Tesco's, even though he didn't beat him in the store, like, he fully went around the corner and like whopped his arm. No, he chased, like, he didn't, he like, the guy had left, had a cigarette, and he was like, "Nah, I'm not gonna do it." And then thought, "Nah, I need to smoke him." And literally it went from that around the corner. But everyone in Tesco's was like, wow, like, you had this white couple just like, "No, you can't be saying stuff like that." But the whole atmosphere in Tesco's was
a little tense.
It was against him, but it was still like it was nice to have people, and the only black people in there was me and my friend. So having the support of everyone else and no one else was black was amazing. But to know that the end result that no one knows is this guy was thankful for his being that no one even saw, like, type thing.
100%, because that's even like when I think back to it, like watching the racism happen this weekend, it was just like I voice noted someone because I needed to get off my chest, and I was talking to a girl, so mid voice note I said it to her. And she's like, "Yeah, it's crazy." And I was like, I don't think it's going to change in our generation. It's sad, innit?
What, this whole
Black Lives Matter. And I don't think it will ever stop, innit? I think it will water down over and over again. God willing, it will stop, innit? But what I think it is, reason why I say I don't think it's going to stop in our generation, I think what we need to keep doing is making sure our younger generation keep it up, and they're more woke, and they're more in touch with their feeling, and not one thing they need to know: not all white people are evil. And like, perfect example happened. We went out to for Lamar's stag do, and then obviously I know when we came to the door, they were literally like, "Oh my god, there's a couple of black boys," and then they were like, "Oh," when they saw the more sexual, and they were like, "Oh, stag do." I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, you're my stag do," and the guy that took me on, I wanted to say shout out to him, All Star Lanes in Westfield. So he got bowling and food, but bowling shut down right now. So as what's it called? I've gone to we're sitting down, and with me, I'm very homely, as in like, how can I put it? You've been out to eat with me before, innit? As soon as like we finish eating, I'm packing up the plates. Because that's just how my mum raised me. Like, I can't leave mess because it's brazy to me, innit? Because I don't want to be like, oh, you ain't like manners, you ain't this and that. So as soon as we finished eating and I started putting everything together, like putting everything in, the guy's like, "You don't need to do that." I was like, "No, my mum raised me with manners. My mum will slap me across my head right now. She saw me doing all of this stupidness." And it was like, "Oh wow." I was just like, "Yeah, like it's my upbringing, but it's like I have respect in it. You have to have respect." The guy was like, "Oh, thank you, like for real, thank you." I was just like, "No, man, done it." And he was just like, and then he gave us like some coupons for £5 off in it, bowling in it, which is good because bowling is only £10 in it. So it's like basically got to pay a £5. So he's like, he's like, "Since you're the responsible one, here's the coupon." I went toilet as I'm cutting. He went at the front. I clocked he was doing something. I went back to him. I was like, "Alright, bye." He was like, "Wait, what? You came back to say bye?" I was like, "Yeah, like, why didn't I say bye to you?" Like, it's weird, isn't it? Like, I'm like, that's how I am, innit?
People actually get shocked over manners.
This is it. But do you know, it's stuff like this is simple, innit? To me, and that's why I live by the 72-hour rule, innit? Because when I see certain things, I don't like jumping and reacting to it, innit? Because when I react to certain things, it's just like, oh my god, like.
Sometimes it's irrational at that time if you react at that time.
And but I really like what Dave Chappelle said about educating people. Like, that's so big because a lot of time people don't know what they said. Like, perfect example, I'm not going to say the person's name. They turned around to me and said, like, "Why is nigger such a thing? Why is nigger such a why does nigger hurt black people? Like, why does that word get to you?" And all of that, and I had to break it down. Like, this was what we were calling slavery. This name got a lot of malicious fact to it. It's like calling someone from a foreign country a terrorist or a immigrant from an African country. I had to break it down to them, and they were just like, "Oh, raw, thank you," innit? I didn't know that, and I was like, "Yeah, we may banter, and I may call you little terrorist, you little crackhead, and this, that, and that, but." It's crazy. These words actually have like these words have actual meanings, and like some people will slap you in your mouth for that, saying certain things, isn't it? So like, if there's one thing people leave with, or after listening to this podcast, believe in your source and just trust yourself, innit? Because it's crazy out here, innit? It's generally crazy out here. What did I want to say to you? Actually, wait. I just realized I'm gonna record it and put the thing next to the screen, innit? So people could see, innit? Yeah. But the audio, innit? So people, Kyra, you're reading.
What's the weirdest thing someone has done to you during sex? Weirdest sexual thing that's happened to you? Ross, did you have something? Sorry.
I don't know. I don't feel like a lot of weird stuff has happened to me during sex, but I'm gonna admit that one thing has happened, but it's not weird because I know people enjoy it. It was just weird in the moment. It just had me like, whoop. I'm intrigued. I'm at work, and I've gone from like, okay, I was meant to be doing a viewing. I did my viewing, only showed them one property because that was the only one available. So I did my one viewing, and I decided to quickly go home and have a quickie because the person needed to meet me anyways. So bearing in mind, I got my work shoes on and I'm in heels and like, I don't know. But during this quickie, a toe went into someone's mouth.
What?
Just off it through. Like,
wait, how?
How? Into his mouth?
Not my mouth.
Yeah, but how did it go into his mouth?
We were in like missionary and I'm flexible, so
no,
but
do you like it?
Yeah, he didn't take the toe out.
Oh god. Whoa.
Like, he then continued to suck.
You just thought it was a thing?
Yeah, he thought it was a cheesy.
Did you like it?
That's how I feel. That's why it's weird.
Wait. Pause. Answer the question.
It felt very oddly weird, yes. Like,
have you had your toast up?
No.
Alright, cool. Boom. That's vanilla compared to all of these. Alright, cool. Ready?
Alright, cool. Let's see.
Kyra, the first one.
Oh, pretended to be a dog and barked, jumping across the across the bed.
Okay.
No. No.
Number 2.
Guy wanted me to dominate him, had him on a leash to say the least.
Oh.
Is that still doggy style?
That's
He's
a
a
bit
doggy style to
mad.
hold, but then who's doggy?
Yeah.
He's already the dog.
Phew.
Even the dog took
Isn't it? Come on, here now.
Read it?
I'm not gonna lie, I got a couple of cringe words, and it's got a cringe word in there. I can't say it.
What, carrot?
No, the F word.
Oh, my ex fucked my ass with a carrot while he fucked my pussy.
No, that's disgusting. That's
carrot?
mad.
It's
So,
a bit
yeah.
to be pointy.
Double-
I literally.
Kyra?
Oh no.
Whoa, my old link asked me to shit on his chest. Oh my gosh,
Nah.
she did it. My man put spray cream in my butt and pushed it out into his mouth. That's mad.
Wait. He did what?
So
You
you
know,
put like
whipped
whipped
cream.
cream in her batty hole and pushed she
shoved
she
it back
pushed
out.
it out
Yeah,
into
and
his
he's
mouth.
out, and he, yeah. That's not the weird one.
So you out here eating shitty cream?
I had my
Go on.
yeast infection.
Go on, read it.
I can't read this one.
Go on, Angel.
Had my pussy pissed in.
Why?
That's disgusting.
Why? Well, what has the guy got to do to convince you to say, yo, let me piss in your pussy? Like,
That's disgusting.
that's a level of trust, that's not. You lot ready for the next one, yeah? You know what's killing me is these little memes.
And then
Police caught us in the car, saw me naked, asked us about a sad lady and walked off. But what's it called? I'm thinking it might be a dead lady. She was meant to say, but sad lady cool and walked off. They were not impressed.
That's like.
Here it goes. He's reading.
whoa, my ex liked coming into a glass and watching me drink it.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying.
I mean, cracks me up.
Angel.
A link of mine pours milk into my pussy and drinks out of it.
Which one's worse,
Drinks it out.
the pissing or the milk?
Definitely the pee.
Yeah, because it's just like at this point,
I feel like
once you
people.
Okay. What angle are you at?
That's what
to
I'm
piss in
thinking.
a vagina.
Is she?
It
is
could be
he already
anyone.
in there?
Yeah, it has to be whoever.
Imagine he does it in there and she doesn't even know. Like it wasn't a pre thing. Like he just done it.
Oh, so what? You think he peed in there and she thought it was like cum?
Imagine.
No, but you'd have to like prepare yourself to
But what if
piss.
it's a little?
But then
But
my
where's the
thing
pee
is,
going? Where's it going?
It's gonna have to come out.
That's
yeah. So
because you know when you pee, that it's quite like do you know what I mean? Like it's quite
That's why-
strong. It's
that's
not
why.
like
That's
when
why
you
I
come,
thought
it's
like right.
strong.
He probably just done a little drip and then he held it and like.
He didn't. I don't think he
she
held that. I think
she
he
said
done it.
pissed. So
But there's a lot of girls that like stuff like that.
Yeah, to be peed on and stuff.
Yeah,
That's
golden
nasty.
showers.
The smell after. Yeah, forget that. I don't even like milk. A guy I'm seeing likes to sniff my after gym cheesy feet while he jerks off. That is weird.
See?
That's weird.
See, guys really like.
That is weird. That is weird.
It is the weirdest sexual thing.
That is
so.
weird.
I think this is bullshit, and
Got up and left because his phone rang. It was his mum.
I think it's
She's
true.
34 years old.
I think it's true, but I think the beat was shit. And you probably texted someone on the slide saying, "Call me," and saved their name as mom, so you could get her
No, but then how would you do that before?
mid beat. I'm talking about mid beat. So as you're beating, a lot of the time, if you're liking it, you're like your eyes are closed in it. You could be in doggy. You could have picked up his phone. And how many times do you see girls get recorded and they're in doggy and they don't know it? Not every girl's gonna be breaking their neck to look back in it when they're in doggy.
I'm not gonna.
He asked me to stay with.
That's
his
not
nipple.
weird though.
That's not weird.
That's not weird. That one's
Wait.
weird.
If a guy asks you to suck on his nipple, would you not suck on his nipple?
No.
I don't know. I might. I can't lie. I might.
But wait.
I was about to say.
Wait, but why can't you?
I just feel like it's weird for me to do it.
It's a bit weird, but I feel like I wouldn't do it on like it's a thing.
Okay. I feel like me being bi as well.
Yeah, I thought that would be okay because it's like you're bi.
Because I know that there's titties in the world, so why would I go suck on a man's pet?
Like I wouldn't say I would like suck on it. It says play. Like to play, I would play. Like
to play with
do you feel that? Like do you like
I
that?
feel like, but if you asked me to play with it, it would be like
no. If you asked me, that's a bit weird.
Alright,
Yeah,
cool.
I hear that.
I understand if she was lying on his chest and she just
if I'm on your chest and then like it kind of and I thought this might be a bit weird and you're like no it's calm, then I feel like I might be able to disregard it and continue doing it. But to just
because it was like a
hey babe, you want to play with my nipple?
Come
in. I'm gonna pack my bag and
it's a little bit mad stuff.
It's a bit
like,
weird.
who you been doing this with?
Yeah. That's because
this one ain't really weird. I got declined. The beat was weird because I have 100% success rate.
I don't get it.
So I'm guessing like he got probably declined in it mid-sex or something.
Oh, that's dread.
He's reading.
Someone just tried to put it in my booty already. Already. What do you mean?
I'm guessing.
So it was like within the first 5 minutes.
Yeah. It's raw. Yo, these guys are weird.
So wait, I just don't. So go back. So if he waited a little bit, do you think they think it's 100%?
Cool?
Because she's just saying already, like not now.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah, he cried.
He cried during sex.
You know what that is? That's a demon pussy.
I don't
Demon
think I'll
pussy.
be able to ever see him again.
Demon. Huh?
I don't think I'll ever be
Why are you
able to see him
crying?
again. Literally, why are you crying?
The pussy's good.
Yeah, but come on now.
Shit.
Nah. You better hold that in because
Lord,
until
thank
you
you for
get home or something.
Every time I prayed for this, I waited a year for this. Alright, cool.
Wow.
He
cried and begged me to never leave. This is the same nigga. He just have he has pussy
That's
issues.
demon pussy.
Literally.
Demon pussy.
Whoa.
Asked me to fart in his mouth.
That's disgusting. Some people like the weirdest things.
Yeah, but
Like-
remember, there's guys that eat arse, yeah, and sometimes girls, because it's apparently it's ticklish. I don't know because I've been had my arse eat, but it's like it's probably like the girl probably. And the girl
I hear that because like me, like if you even go the slightest bit closest to like my bum, like my hole, I feel like I clench.
Yeah, no.
It's like, whoa, you're
Just go
too
for it.
far.
So to ask
Too
you
far.
thumb in the butt.
No,
Just
I'm
happened.
too scared.
I felt
You know what's
Because
so
I feel
mad,
the
yeah?
creeper. I feel the
Yeah,
creeper,
yeah,
and
creeper.
that's what
No, my ex is
cringes me. Like,
No,
whoa.
but do you know why that's I agree with you, Kyra. Well, not agree, but like, yeah, I understand. Because with me, yeah, it's like, even if I'm getting heads and then I'm getting my balls sucked or like, it's called a gooch underneath the ball, I'm like,
Because it's like, it's
Nah.
unexpected. It's like,
It's the
whoa,
whole-
okay.
nah,
It's worse now.
My ex grabbed onto my booty and then suddenly
And then
he
it just
like he
it's
slipped
like,
it in. So I'm already
Hey,
I'm already there. And then when the come, I was like, what the fuck
It's
is
just-
happening?
It's mad.
I'm not gonna lie, it's a freaky experience.
I've
It's
heard
like
that
it is.
happened to people, and they said like they
Do you
just feel pressure, and they didn't know what the pressure was, and
Yeah,
it was just like,
It's not like the worst feeling, but
Mm.
nothing could go out my booty hole.
but what's
Like,
it?
I can't. Usually, I just clench it.
mm,
Like,
essentially like
yeah.
a reaction.
I'm not gonna lie, I've done the whole thumb in the butt thing, but for me it was mainly a thing like I was dogging, and like me and the person spoke about it. So I was like, I'm not gonna say, yo, hey, you ready for that? Like spontaneous, isn't it? So I was just like there. Then obviously I kind of press my thumb, like when you just rest it, and then I was thinking, am I gonna rub it or am I just gonna put it in? I'm like,
When you rest it there, just see what the reaction is, and you'll
And then I
know
was like-
whether She's ready.
poke it inside. Well, what's mad is, obviously I know because the thumb, well, the arsehole and the pussy's together, yeah. As I've got it in, yeah, my thumb in, I can feel my strokes. Because the wall's very thin, innit? So as I'm there, I'm thinking, why can I feel my thing in it? But I'm like, alright, cool, it's nuts, innit? It's not, but everyone's different, innit? He's reading there?
Talk to me in patois because I'm Jamaican. Wait, speak to me in patois because I'm Jamaican. You thought it would be sexy.
Well, yeah, I'm going to boss up this pussy,
You gotta let people know, even if you are Jamaican. If you cannot speak patois, please just don't do it. Like, at all. Practice in your room in front of the mirror.
It's cringe.
Yeah, it's cringe.
If it's a white guy as well.
Yeah.
Have you not ever done? Have you not?
Slap the fuck out of me. I wasn't prepared.
Have you like ever been slapped during sex?
No.
Like in your face?
Yeah.
No.
I've done it before.
And what made you do that?
It was one. And this is why I think some girls got demon pussy, yeah. As I'm, oh my god, imagine if my mom starts watching this podcast.
Imagine.
Mom, family members.
Boy.
Facts, oh
Sorry.
my gosh. I'm not watching this no more, I'm sorry.
So imagine now, and the video started so good. We were talking about responsible subjects and that. Alright, cool. So next thing you know, what happened? I was having sex with the girl and she was really freaky and she was like, oh, slap on booty, but just don't go. Slapping up the booty. So I was slapping bum and all of that. I'm thinking, cool. Turn around.
Oh, snap.
Turn around, yeah. Reflexes. Turn around, yeah. And as I was turning around and mission it, I'm going at it and then I'm like, oh, spit in my mouth.
Whoa.
Then I've spat in her mouth, innit?
Whoa.
So
You actually done it?
So I was like,
wow.
It weren't no, I didn't do the drippy. It was like, the spit shy, like. So as I spat in her mouth, and then as I'm there now, I think she kind of brought up the spit and then she swallowed it. And then I'm there and then she's like, slap me. I'm thinking, wait, what? And she's like, slap me. And then I'm thinking, alright, cool. She's like, harder. I'm like, harder.
She wanted you to claw it.
Then, but as I'm doing this, I'm stroking her. But I'm thinking, nah, I don't want to get too carried away, innit? But yeah, as I've done that, but imagine me and her had around 2, and then as we've done it, we're in the shower, innit? So as you, I'm gonna bust you on the tip of the shower sex. Shower sex is, it looks nice. It's actually shit, innit? But I'm a bust you lot on the tip, innit? When you are having sex with a guy, yeah, I'm not sure if all showers could do this, but her shower was a kind of old shower, innit? So screw off the bottom of the shower, and you know the water comes out as a hose. What you do, yeah? You as a girl, arch, the guy's behind clapping cheeks, yeah? Have the shower hose on your neck, innit? Or your arm, and then as it's pouring down your back, it's more better because you're staying warm from the shower and it's running down. So it's going to be running down the curvature of your back, innit? And as it's running down the curvature of your back, your bum's there, innit? So as I'm there, just go pat, 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 and it feels good, innit? And it makes that. So it feels good. Long story short, I'm there, I'm thinking, oh yeah, she likes me. It's like, but as I'm there now, I've kind of got my hand in her mouth, innit? And I'm kind of dragging her, like, you know, when they hook fishes. So as I'm there, yeah. So I'm there doing me, and then I was like, oh yeah, she likes me to slap. I swear, yeah. No lie, I went.
It's in the water though. The clap's hard enough.
No. Remember turn around, Angel. So remember, I've got the water here, innit? With one arm, innit?
Oh, yeah.
So I've just swapped the arm and it's holding, it's still pouring down her back, but with this is my dominant hand. So as I'm there, I just went, boom! And I keep forgetting I've got big hands, so it's like, and she's like, wait, what? It kind of got awkward. We stopped and then she looked back at me and she's like,
what was that?
What? And I looked at her and I was like, you like that? Yeah, I'm thinking, yeah, you like this. And then she was like, wait, what? And then I was thinking, okay, let's continue without making this awkward. Slow stroke. They got back into it. But the whole slapping thing's a little bit.
It's a bit, yeah.
So she likes it sometimes, but not all the time.
Yeah,
basically.
That's like.
That's a bit.
That's
weird
like.
Then.
No, it's not because it's
not
like
weird. But how would you know as a male when to do it and when?
I think it's when
it?
you're having
When's
rough.
offensive?
When you're having rough sex, then maybe. And then when you're having passionate sex, no. But look at it this way: it's like you liking rough sex. Every time you get to it, you want a guy to just throw you across the bed like a sheets and all of that. So nah. But yeah, alright, cool. This is the Mazza. Who's reading it? This is the Angel. Read this, yeah, and read it step by step, yeah. I'll read it. Put a banana in my ass, half peeled. Sit on his chest, reverse cowgirl, and grind while he ate the banana.
You know, because I wasn't sure if I read that correctly.
So basically, do you know 69?
Put a banana in my ass, half peeled.
Yeah.
Sit on his chest, reverse cowgirl.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, do you know how 69? Do you know what 69 is? And he basically it's 69 while she's facing that way, innit? So that remember, reverse cowgirl is not facing him; it's facing the other way. So it's basically 69, and her pussy's on his chest. The arse is
instead of eating the pussy, he's eating the banana.
Eating the banana coming out her arse, and half of the banana is in her arse.
If this didn't win, I'm scared to see what's next. Like what?
Look at the cat.
Now he did what?
Just shit in their mouth.
Wait.
Wasn't done by wasn't done to me, but someone asked me to shit in their mouth. If someone say you have to shit in their mouth for £500,000.
For £500,000?
It's a bit mad.
So where are we going to eat? What type of food are you trying to re-eat? Because I'm just
£1 million.
£1 million for someone to shit in my mouth.
For you to shit in their mouth.
For me to I'm shitting in their mouth.
Yeah, off the back.
Shitting what? Nah.
I must admit that I was the weird one. I pooped a spot in.
I popped a spot on their back mid-stroke. It was distracting.
Would you not do that? Dr. Pimple?
I'm not gonna lie. I might do that because them things, I get it, it's distracting. It's very distracting. Say if you could just see a spot and it's got a perfectly white head on it and you're just looking at it. I need to get that. I like popping spots.
I mean, to a certain extent, it's not that weird.
Like, I actually like
this
popping
is what
spots.
happened to Angel. Suck my toes or lick them. Or lick all up in my ears. You see the ears? Wait, pause. You see the ears thing? I've had it done to me, and I was like, yo, this is a mazza. I was like, yo, it's a mazza. Don't knock it. Then I started doing it to girls, and I was like, yo, because do you know what I clock girls like? Girls like their earlobe sucked, innit? This earlobe, innit? And they're like the earlobe sucked. But when you start licking around here and stuff, although it's a little weird, if you let it land,
you have to do it perfectly.
Yeah, you can't be
like
you
can't just.
Yeah,
I remember. Look, I did the whole ear thing, and I know it's a massive move because the reactions never fell. But you see, when it first happened to me, I cast even to this day, and my friend buzzes off me. I was like, no, he was searching with his tongue in my ear. I was so confused. I was like, no, it's disgusting. I will have to get like cotton buds and clean my dry up. It was just too much.
And you can't. It's one of those things you can't do it to anyone because I don't know how your ears are. And all of that. And plus, what's it called? It's kind of like a worm wiggling away in it.
Yeah, no, you can't be going too far up in there. Like, don't try this just off the back on a one night stand, people. You gotta do this with your man or something, so you at least know what you're doing as well.
Are you not ready, yeah?
Go on.
Look at the toes.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. The guy just. That's what he basically did. He did.
The whole big. I didn't even read it. No, please.
Go on.
As he was about to come, he kept flicking the light switch.
You don't get the joke. Angel should get this.
He tried to give me epilepsy.
You don't get. Alright, cool. I'm gonna let you into a secret, yeah. When guys are having sex, yeah, and they don't want to come. Wait, is it recorded, by the way?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I thought it weren't recorded. I'm gonna let you lot into a little secret, yeah. When a guy's trying to fuck you, well, when he is fucking you and he's trying to come, yeah, and randomly it feels good, like you're about to come, and he pulls out, and he starts eating your pussy, he's about to come. So what he's trying to do is prolong that and just eat your pussy in it. So what she's basically trying to say is he was about to come, then he started flipping the light switch, as in like he was eating, going on a mad thing, innit? And then he goes, oh, he tried to give you epilepsy. Remember, lights flashing, epilepsy. Yeah.
No. Sir, you just need to learn how to do round twos and threes and fours. Like, literally.
You got a fan? Is the Rick Ross thing?
Yeah, why did Rick Ross like that?
I'm done.
He basically tried to give my neck head, is what they're trying to say. But you see when people try to dig a hole into my neck, I'd be so confused. Like, there is nothing, like, you better kiss it or something or caress it, but trying to do the most to it.
Quickly, do you not want to see something crazy, yeah? I don't know if you lot seen this clip, yeah? Quick side note. Dude.
It was me.
Very unprofessional. Wait, it's my mum. I'm going to call you back. So, hello? Alright. I'll be home in like the next 30-40 minutes. Alright. Okay, that's getting edited out. What's it called? Do you not know the whole thing with Jeffrey Epstein? Alright, cool. Basically, they've got his right hand, a lady in jail right now, innit? And what's basically happening is one of the judges appointed to the case. This is what happened. Remember, Jeffrey Epstein's a multi-millionaire, and there's a lot of high-up figures that are involved in the crazy thing, this whole pedophilia thing and all of that. Look at this. Listen to this.
My life as I knew it changed in an instant, and my family will never be the same. A madman, who I believe was targeting me because of my position as a federal judge, came to my house. Our family had just finished a weekend celebration in honor of our son, Daniel Mark's 20th birthday. Daniel always wanted to spend his birthdays with his dad and me, so he asked that we host a party for a few of his Catholic University of America friends. Because of the pandemic, Mark and I, my husband and I, had some concerns. However, we thought we could adhere to safety guidelines, and we agreed to allow his friends to come spend the weekend. The weekend was a glorious one. It was filled with love and laughter and smiles. As Daniel's last friend departed on Sunday, we decided we'd give Daniel a pass on his usher duty.
Cool. Look at this, yeah. You can see how brave she's trying to be. She's a mother, yeah. That's why I say women, you know, are underrated. Look at it. Keep listening.
When Mark and I returned from church, Daniel was upstairs sleeping, and we decided to give him a little rest. But as the afternoon progressed, it was time to clean up from the weekend festivities. Daniel and I went downstairs to the basement, and we were chatting as we always do. And Daniel said, "Mom, let's keep talking. I love talking to you, Mom." And it was at that exact moment that the doorbell rang. And Daniel looked at me and said, "Who is that?" And before I could say a word, he sprinted upstairs. Within seconds, I heard the sound of bullets and someone screaming, "No!" I later learned that this monster, who had a FedEx package in his hand, opened fire. But Daniel, being Daniel, protected his father. And he took the shooter's first bullet directly to the chest. The monster then turned his attention to my husband and began to shoot at my husband, one shot after another. Mark was shot 3 times. One bullet entered his right chest. The other his left abdomen. And the last one in the right forearm.
long story short, she's a New Jersey judge, and it's crazy because when you start to sit back and think about all of these things, it's like, back to what I was saying, it's like we're little pawns in this whole thing, innit? And there's powerful people. I'm not sure if the guy got caught, but there's powerful people like that hire hitmen and all of that to do these stuff. Like, this is stuff you hear about in like video games, like missions and that. Okay, cool, you've got to go kill XYZ. Cool, dressed as a UPS. It was professionally done.
Yeah.
Like, they're really trying to stop the woman coming to the stands. And I don't know if you don't know what happened to what's his name, Judge think the Epstein case, innit? Remember, he was in jail, and then what happened was two of the night guards suspiciously fell asleep, and he got hung in his cell and died. And this is a maximum high security prison.
Wow.
It's generally,
Nothing surprises me.
it's generally crazy, innit? But that's
At this point in life, nothing really surprises me. The things that I've been hearing.
I think even with what you said with before though, with how Rockefeller became, was it Rockefeller? The one that made 1 million every 2 weeks.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Rockefeller. Yeah, it's Rocker something, but it's. I don't think it's. I know Jay-Z's record label is called Rock
Nation.
Rock Nation, but it's the Rockefeller family. Yeah, you're right.
It always makes me up.
Yeah.
Confuse me. Yeah. But I feel like with them being as powerful as they are, I feel like they have a valuable lesson that a lot of us need to learn is when you do things as a unit and just as a family, like, you're basically unstoppable and
much stronger.
Yeah, you're so much more stronger. Because even when you try to break that, like, they shot her husband and her son. Like, you want to break that in a family. When you break up a family or destroy them or hurt them, then it will destroy everyone else as well.
100%.
I'll just continue to tear them
It's
down.
literally not a joke. I was gonna show you. I want to jump into another subject, but I don't feel like I'm gonna have a time in it. But I'm gonna show you like this. This is after you lot seen this.
I saw this.
Have you? Alright, cool. Read it. Basically, let me zoom in properly. They've gone on a date. The guy snapped our first date. I'm so nervous. The girl says, just trying to finesse him.
Just finesse this lame ass nigga.
To get food. Cool.
She's taking the piss. She said, okay.
Long story short, basically.
Wait, what was the GoFund page for?
So he can get his $60 back for the date, because she finessed him out of a date and put on social media basically clowning him.
Yeah.
To be honest.
And do you know what's mad? Yeah.
I don't feel like the clowning part was necessary.
It wasn't.
And do you know what's crazy? Because he generally had good intentions.
He did.
Liked this guy, and I think that's one thing about a lot of people who are messing up their blessings. Like, it's generally crazy, man. It's generally crazy.
And he was saying something like the way he was dressed was because she didn't give him enough time to get changed. So now he's dressed like that. And
Yeah, he's got a tank top on.
Social media.
He got a tank top on because she turned around. He was like, "Oh, listen, I ain't got time." And he goes, "Listen, I need to get changed quickly." And she goes, "Oh, like, forget about it. It's fine. If you don't take me out now, you're never going to take me out."
Oh yeah, no.
And now, he's on the date.
He was probably on her, and then she just took advantage.
100%.
Yeah, definitely did. And he not long came out of jail as well, no?
Don't worry, people. You don't have to believe in it, but karma, that person there,
definitely catches up with everyone.
I feel like this is the year for karma still.
Yeah, 100%. I was gonna say to you, lot, before we get out here, I'm gonna show Angel something. Do you watch Lucifer?
I don't, not anymore. I used to watch it here and there with my old roommate.
Okay, Lucifer then. I'm gonna send you this and I'll upload it on thing. There's a couple good series and a couple good things coming out.
Let me know. Don't side. Who do you think you are? Who do you think? No.
Yeah. So
let's start with Umbrella Academy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ozark. Have you seen Ozark?
No.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
You got real
wait. I went to go watch it, but for some reason I couldn't get into it. Do you know what it is? I don't like slow starting stuff.
I think it's 2 or 3 episodes in.
No,
See, and that's what annoys me.
No, they get it pumping from the jump.
That's like everybody.
Because you remember how he's like, okay, he finds out his wife is cheating.
All right,
and then suddenly,
everything.
no, this is the first episode. So you would most likely seen this. And then, as soon as he finds out his wife is cheating, his business partner calls him up, says we have a meeting, and it's like middle of the night, so you know it's not anything illegal. And then suddenly bodies start dropping, and it starts. But maybe you didn't even watch the first episode.
This is what I was gonna say. You know me, I will start to watch something, and if I'm not that engaged in it at that point, like I know I need to rewatch it, but the fact that I've just watched that little bit, I don't want to go back and rewatch it.
I know exactly how you feel. That's me in Money Heist. I'm not gonna lie. Everyone else, that was me in Power. I'm not gonna lie. Money Heist. Okay, as long as I haven't
start watching that as well.
Wait. Backtrack. Don't let my heart. I heard that. Did you hear it? No.
Yeah, you ain't watched Power yet?
Power.
No.
You've done that.
Because I watched the first episode. Again, it didn't grab me. And my mum and my brother told me you have to watch at least into the 3rd episode. I watched the 1st and 2nd episode actually, and it didn't grab me. And they said from the 3rd episode, that's it. And I just thought, 3rd episode, I'm doing too much. I'm trying too hard to get into it.
Go into like season, I don't know how many seasons there are. Go into like season 4, pick a random episode, watch it, and then you're going to be like, no, it just needs to make sense to me. And then you'll go all the way back.
But the thing about it is, I've watched some of the new ones.
Yeah, done that.
And I feel like I don't need to go back because I know now.
You need to go back and experience it. Because there's little things that happen. Quickly. Do you don't want to shout anything out? Recommend anything?
Shout out your business.
I was about to say, other than 10 Halos, with not an S at the end, with a Z, so TNHALOZ.
I'll tag her on Insta.
It's all about, it's not only about, enjoying candles. I'm really spiritual and I'm really for helping my people and just people in general. So the candles they all have a list at the bottom in the description area on the website of how else they are beneficial.
So I might have a look, because I actually really love candles, and I've wanted to start meditating and stuff like that.
So I have a candle just for meditating. We have a few for relaxation. We also have a few for sex that help arousal and all that. It's not actually gonna get your dick hard or balls,
But there's
certain certain smells do help.
Cool.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Any advice, any tips for the up and coming week? Believe in your source. That's my tip. Believe in your source, trust the process and everything. Angel?
Take time for yourself. I'm not saying do it every week, maybe even do it every other week, but do take time for yourself and just really reflect. And like I said before, you got to go down a really rocky road in order to see,
success.
Amen.
Yeah.
What's it called? Thank you lot for tuning into the Primetime Podcast. I want to say thank you, Angel, for coming, and thank you, Kyra, as well for coming. You have to be here, and but yeah, follow the Insta, follow the Twitter. I'm trying to get more active on Twitter. I'll be more active on the Instagram. I'm not sure if I'm going to need to make a Snapchat, but I may. But yeah, thank you for tuning into the Primetime Podcast, episode 20.